doesn't want to find a nice property in Italy selling the houses, the old houses for only €1? That's not the case. You will have to pay a lot. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I've decided to dive into a very particular topic that I can see still making headlines around the world. And namely, these are the houses for €1 in Italy. You might have heard of this initiative to revive the little towns and villages all around Italy by selling the houses, the old houses, for only €1 in an attempt to drive more people to these places. And I know that there are lots of people who are quite interested in this initiative, in this program, and I decided to talk a little bit about it because I can see lots of bloggers talking about it and kind of advertising this initiative without mentioning some of the downsides of it. In this video I don't want to talk negatively about this initiative, but I just think that it would be right to warn you about some things to consider if you are interested in it. So without further ado guys, let's get into the video. For the most part, obviously, this initiative is actually quite interesting because who doesn't want to find a nice property in Italy to restore and live, and it sounds really romantic. However, for the most part, you can expect something like this: a small and humble house in a village. And still it could be fantastic because, you know, Italian villages are usually very nice and the people are welcoming, the food is great because you can buy local produce and all the stuff that I'm talking about on this channel. By the way, if you are not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button to get the notifications of all the upcoming videos, because besides my life in Italy and expat life in Italy videos, I also make travel vlogs and I talk a lot about all the perks of living here and traveling around this country. So here are the thing guys, for some reason most Italians don't actually buy these €1 houses, and I'm here to tell you why. Actually, when buying the house for €1, yes, in most cases the price will indeed be only of €1, you will have to pay a lot in addition. Because first of all, you'll need to pay all the administrative fees. You'll have to pay the agency fee, the administrative fees, and all the notary acts, all the legal stuff that goes with buying a house as anywhere else in the world. And here you have to expect to spend approximately €4,000 to €5,000. Next go the renovation fees. And the renovation fees obviously could be anything from 20 or 50,000 euros for a modest, humble property like this one, for example, in a small village, to up to 1 million or even more for stately homes, for bigger properties, because sometimes you can find properties like an old abbey to restore, an old monastery to restore, that will be sold for €1. However, you have to invest a lot for renovation of this place. Another fee to keep in mind is a so-called guarantee fee, and it could be anything from €1,000 up to €10,000 depending on the place where you're buying your dream house. And you have to keep these fees in mind also because they vary greatly throughout the country. Each separate village, each separate town, each separate comune will have its own set of rules regarding the fees, regarding the rules that you have to follow afterwards. So this is not a one-size-fits-all. This initiative will not be the same around the country, and you have to make your research very carefully before committing to such a huge project, because it is a huge and a very important project. At this point you might think that you can probably buy the house and then commit to the renovations later when you have more money, or, you know, just relax at home knowing that you have a property in Italy that you've paid only €1 for. That's not the case. You won't be able to make work promises about the renovations, because under this specific program you will have from 2 to 12 months after the purchase to present the renovation project, and then you will have up to 1 year to start working, and you'll have to complete it within the 3 years from the approval of your final renovation project. And besides all the bureaucratic proceedings and the extra fees that you can't simply avoid, some houses, some popular houses, actually become the subject of a real bidding war. So some houses end up costing you not €1 but 5,000 euros or even 20,000 euros, you never know what you're going to get at the end. So when buying a property for 1 year, you have to commit to drafting all the legal deeds of the purchase, to prepare the renovation contract, to acquire all the necessary permissions that will also cost you some money, and to start the renovations in time and to finish them on time as well, because you won't have the ability to run this as a long-term project. You should also keep in mind that in separate cases you'll be allowed to do the renovations yourself or to choose the workers, but in some places you'll be obliged to hire local workers, local worker teams, sometimes the ones chosen by the town or the village you're buying the property in. And if you think of buying such property as a business investment, it could be a fantastic business investment if you turn it into a bed and breakfast or something like that. But guys, keep in mind that some places will oblige you to live in this house afterwards, because I remind you that the initial idea of this initiative was to repopulate the towns and villages that are kind of like dying out, and it would make no sense for the people selling you this house for €1 to keep it empty or to just turn it into a bed and breakfast if this place is not very touristy. So some places actually aim at making people stay and live there full time. Some mayors and town governors are actually criticizing this initiative because of this, because some people just see it as a business investment, they want to turn it into a hotel or bed and breakfast, or there are only the retired people who come to live there, and this is not the ultimate goal of this initiative. So they have another opportunity in store for you. Some towns and villages, guys, offer you fantastic opportunities to live there, especially if you are a family, a young family with kids, or just a young professional, maybe a digital nomad. Some places will pay your rent if you enroll your children to a local school. Others will offer you fantastic tax exemptions if you work in that place. And guys, if you remember my video from Pontremoli, I've talked about a fantastic community that helps digital nomads to relocate to Italy and to integrate themselves into local community. There are amazing volunteers who help you to find a property to rent. There are co-working spaces, and there are lots of digital nomads already living in this place. I will leave you a link up here if you haven't seen it, and I highly recommend you to check it out if you're looking for alternative options of moving to Italy without the need to commit to such a huge and serious renovation project. And that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little video about houses for €1, despite the wind, because the weather is crazy now in Italy. I just wanted to make it clear that buying a house for €1 is not getting your house right away for only €1. You'll have to invest more and more in this property, and you should think whether you are ready to commit to such a big project. And yeah, that's a huge commitment and that's a huge responsibility. So maybe if you want to move to Italy, you should think of other options if you're not ready to invest, if you don't have enough money to invest, because as I said, €1 is not all that it takes. Anyway, guys, I highly recommend you to check out my other videos about expat life in Italy, because, you know, if you think carefully about your move, and it's not just diving into the unknown with this initiative, living in Italy is a really good experience, because the people here are very friendly, the food is amazing, the nature is beautiful, the architecture, the history, the art, the culture, everything is absolutely fantastic. And I highly recommend you to check this country out if you're looking for a place to live permanently or temporarily, or even if you're just looking for a place to go on a fantastic, unforgettable trip. Having said that, guys, don't forget to put a thumbs up, comment and share this video with your friends so I can make more videos like this. Thank you for being here and enjoy your day.